Round one, fight!
Hey, Dreammaze here. Welcome to another episode of Next Space Rebels on my channel, where I'm playing through Xbox Game Pass games and giving them reviews when I'm eventually done. I haven't actually completed one yet. Getting close on two of them here, and we'll have to decide what the next gameplay playthrough will be. Yeah, episode number 28, we are, I wouldn't say nearing the end, but definitely getting there as far as harder builds, so I'll try and get through two. We'll see what happens. Some of them are a little more difficult here now, so without further ado, we will get into some gameplay here. So that one and that one off, there we go. Alright, so let's choose something to build here, because I don't think you need, well, let's before I do that, we'll make sure that there's no blue messages, anybody that's talking to me or anything like that. The more is more predominant in the beginning of the game, but we'll just go through them there. Make sure there's none that are highlighted blue. I also do have to do a fluff episode. Where I'm just gonna send up, I think we'll probably do that on the next episode, where I'm just gonna send up as many rockets as I can and go through some of the parts that I haven't used and just blast through a whole bunch of little tiny rockets and get some followers and stuff, because with the way the NSR is run there, let's do space drop. It's a difficult one, but I'm gonna do a reverse engineering on it, so we'll give it a go. Yeah, so it's a difficult one, but yeah, so we'll give this this one a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse engineer it. I'm going to put the engine up at the top, and I'm just going to have the two bottom stages fall off it. I'll just extend the top of it so that there is a little bit of room for the thrust and stuff like that. So it'll be a weird looking rocket, and it might not even fly properly, but let's give it a go here. So probably scrap using, I wonder if I put the engine in the top of this, if it would work. I'm worried about it also blowing up everything below, because the more, if I introduce oxygen and stuff, the flow rate and the actual thrust and flame coming off it, it's just huge. Yeah, we'll go with 3 of these. 1, 2, those will be the fuel tank holders, and then this next one will have to, I don't know, I guess I could do ladder frame, a little bit of extra distance for the next one, which is going to be my top stage. Would I have to decouple that though? Thinking I'd have to decouple that. Leave that as part of the second second fuel thing, and put a decoupler up at the top. Let's try that. So we're gonna put the decoupler up top, and then we're gonna put the, probably scrap another barrel. I'm thinking another one of those big long barrels on top. For the engine and such. So the engine's going to go up top. We're going to have to, you know what, I think I'm going to have to actually put this, we'll bring this guy up. I'll put this down in here so that the engine can be on the actual frame itself, which would be kind of, if you think about it in 4 dimensions, it's a 4-dimensional ladder framed together, so 4 of them put together, square frame. I think that would best allow flame to go through it, so we'll put the engine in there. My favorite, compact. So yeah, we'll run the engine through here. We'll give it all the kind of distance it needs, what I would normally do. So that's only one engine, that's all I'm allowed to use. we need to include at least 3 fuel tanks. Let's see here. I think these ones are probably the best. 57 kilograms. Spherical tanks aren't bad. Well, I mean, we could fit like almost 2 into each one of these. Wonder if I have the complexity to do it. Of course, the build thing is covering up my complexity. So put 2 of these guys in here. Have them kind of hanging out on the right hand side. And then we'll reverse the other 2 and have the other 2 hang out on the left hand side. So just copy and mirror that bad boy, and then just copy that one as well. So put 2 on this guy with the hose poking out of the other side. Like so, and then we will have, we need to bring these, both of them down to just one line. So bring in a couple of these bad boys. So that one better fits up here. And spin this one around. It's a little better fit in the bottom. Now that I've done that, I forgot a kinetic in there. So we want a decoupler. Oh, we don't want the swivel. We want the decoupler. That would have been a pretty funny fail, I think, actually. Alright, and then move this guy up. Let it snap, there we go. So that's there, it snaps better than that. Here, we'll pull that off the top. That way it's actually snapping to it properly. And there we go. And then that can snap to there. Alright. It's a lot better. Make sure the connections, so these actually need to be turned around. If I'm doing it upside down, they'll need to be turned around. So we'll spin that bad boy around, try and get it vertical again. And this one will need to be spun around as well. Try and get it vertical again. There. Okay, so we have the 2 fuel tanks. And then we want to, I don't know if I can go around that engine with that. You know what, I think I'm gonna actually add a couple of ladders to either side of it to give me extra room to play around in there with some of the stuff. So we'll put a extra couple ladders on either side. Or should I just do, no, I think if we, those are just a bit too much weight. We'll put this one, we'll just snap this bad boy to these 2 here. And probably what, some fins on that? Kind of, hopefully we can kind of ignore the bottom if we do the top right. Okay, so that's the 2 fuel tanks, so we just need fuel tanks up top. And engine down below. So we'll bring this down a little bit. And I don't know how bad my complexity is getting, I can't see it. So let's put 2 of these guys in. One kind of one way. And copy it. And just so that everything's symmetric, we'll, that's not what I wanted. And this ladder doesn't need to be there either. There, mirror it so that it's symmetric, because we got 2 on the bottom, 2 on the left, and then 1 and 1. So symmetric all the way through. Keep the center of gravity more true. Okay, so then we're gonna have to add add some wings to this bad boy. With this corrugated wing, I'll put a couple of these on here. Give that a go. See what that does. Yeah, I didn't do this on my last playthrough. I just put 2 stages at the top and broke them off like, I don't know, 10 or 15 times, and eventually one of them worked without catastrophic failure, and I went with that. I'm gonna try something different here, see if I can make it kind of work properly, work on its own there. So we want a couple of pumps, don't we? We do need a connector. Let's make sure everything's all connected up here first properly. So we want to go 2 down to 1. We need some gate valves. We need 2 of them. The first one being in this one, the second one being up top, and this one. Okay. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, a little bit more complex build. Like, I'm only 11 minutes in here and I haven't even got my first build done, so things are a little bit okay. So we got that. We got my first fuel to go in. Then we're gonna have to put another connector in there too, so we'll bring that up a bit. To bring another one of these guys in, because we have to bring 2 of those into one as well. So, well, we'll just bring it out. So we're still below complexity. It's good. No, okay, let's just connect this up here and see where it might be going wrong. I'm starting to confuse myself, so let's. This guy goes in there. Down so we have some room. Oh, come on, get in there. Oh my goodness gracious. The analog failed a little bit there. Let's try this again here. There, just right. So like slight baby movements to it. There we go. Okay. So there. So that's my first fuel line right there, going into the connector, which is buried by that jerry can. Bring that up and I guess bring it over a little bit. That should give enough room. We'll move the connector on that side, squish it in there a little bit more. Bring this up and over again because it's supposed to be on that left side. There. Bring that down left a little bit more. And actually, I wonder if we can put that inside. There we go. And then we can put these 2 in here. That guy like so. Okay, so we have the main line coming into this one. Okay, so let's think about this here a little bit. So we want to actually down here would be probably a better option. If I can get it in here. Try that. So we can connect the one line in right there. And we connect. Let's see here. I like it more in there. To spin it around a bit, something like that. Gonna fit. No, it's running into everything. Okay, let's see. So we want the 2 fuels to be connected into one. and be put into there. We want it, the two fuels connected in one run through the gate, then be put in there. So I keep moving the jerry can. We'll just get that out of my way. We can squish this way down now. Have it sticking out. Give myself all kinds of room. So then this guy in here. Connect that fuel in. Ooh, that's crazy high. Let's bring that down as much as we can. And put the gate in nice and close. There we go. So then we can connect these two. Hopefully that leaves enough room to get that next line through. So connect that one in. And it's going to run through the gate before it runs into the other side. It's going to be a, I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off. I can't go around it really. Maybe we just put this higher. We'll just put this higher. Didn't quite work, but that way we can connect the fuel through the gate. Can I figure out top? There's like no room. Okay, so we can get my line through there. We can get my line through there. The gate the other way around. Right here. And then something like that. Hopefully we can fit it up top. No. I'll have to do a tilt like that. See if that'll do it. Just trying to get to this far one is going to be the difficult part of it. I mean, we can move this guy over. I think that would probably give me a bit more room. And there we go. Okay. So we have this guy that's going to be the two fuel tanks connected into the gate. And the gate is going to go into that one. Okay, good. Got it started away from where we want. There we go. Okay. So connect the two into one. And it goes through there. Now we just need to get that other guy connected. Hopefully we can do that. Yes, we can get it out of there. That's the first challenge. And then the second challenge is hoping that it'll be able to connect into there to be able to do that. And then unfortunately we got to do this again on the next connection thing. So there. So the first stage will burn. And the second stage will decouple with, we'll check that out in a minute. And then we have the third stage, which is going to need to be set up the same way, but we have a lot more room up here. Okay, so these two can go into one. So let's, okay, we're gonna go with this one. We're gonna turn this guy. Make it a little easier on myself there. There we go. that one in, and then connect that one in. Needs to be run through the gate, and then the gate. So we have 2 fuel lines that now need to be, we got that gated. So we just need my complexity source to look good on complexity. We'll go back to my build window. So I'm gonna stuff a couple of pumps in here. Get this guy going. Just screaming. And hope for no catastrophic failure. And then we want to, oh no, okay, we're gonna have to go down to these little pod pumps because I can't put 2 of those on there and stay under complexity. So we'll duplicate here. And we still need a connector to bring the 2 lines into one. So we need another connector, and we need to bring the 2 lines, one gated and one not gated, into one. So that's probably my best bet. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll run them through the pumps first, and then we'll connect it into this guy here. Okay, so we're connection mode. Yeah, we might only get through this one build in this episode. Hopefully it works for you guys, and it actually works. I would hate to have a full episode of failure for you, but I mean, comes when the game's just getting that much more difficult. So connect that one in, and we want the one that's gated to run through both pumps. That pump, and then over through that pump, and then the gated thing that's been run through the pump will be connected into this one, and then that will be connected into the fuel thing. And I am below my complexity. I can actually build that. The only thing I think is missing is more of a nose cone, but I don't know if I have anything that would be a good nose cone to make that look a little bit more pretty. What do we got in trash, or in scrap, I mean? There's gas bottle frame. No, that would make a nice little starter rocket. What's this guy? Gas bottle frame. There's nothing really good on the top. That's just heavy. What's this guy? Gas bottle. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. Makes it look a little bit more rocket-like. That would definitely help with aerodynamics, which you can actually look at. So you can look at where there's, you can see the thrust where it's going to be generated, or what's going to happen. So I think honestly, we'll just check over our connections here, and then give it a go, and cross our fingers and hope that I haven't wasted this episode here. So let's see, we are connected through here. This will be run off of X, so we want this to be triggered off of X as well. That it. So trigger off of, whoa, key, there we go, and trigger to X. Okay, so when that one's decoupled and then finished with its fuel, I can get rid of it. The other one, same thing, and then the third one will it's just gone all by itself. Okay, so that one's set. So the next one will be this one, and it'll be triggered with Y, which we already got set up. That's nice. And then this one should be triggered with Y as well. And it's triggered by a key, and we want to trigger it with a Y. So that'll So it's gonna start with the fuel flow from here. It's gonna trigger when we hit X and drop the first fuel flow. We'll get the fuel flow going from the second one, and then the third one we will have it decouple on Y, and it will start the fuel flow of these two on that one, and it's all running through two pumps. And no, the top two are only running through the two pumps. If I want to, okay, hold on a second before we actually launch this. If I want all of it to be running through the pump, not just the, well, I guess we could just leave the end one as a final punch. We are only trying to get to 10 kilometers. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll build it because we are at 25 minutes already into the episode here. So let's see what she looks like. Let's see. She's huge. She's got some height on her. That's probably one of the better shots. Not really anything good. Maybe we'll get a better one outside. Oh yeah. There we go. So that's her, and let's hope it works out here. So it's not even launching. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm doing nothing. It is doing that all on its own, where that sway. The engine's burning. It's burning. It's burning. It's gonna be a spot where it stops burning. There we go. Oh! Yeah. So we need to go back to the drawing board and. We need to go back to the drawing board, wrong button. And we need to make sure that everything is running through those pumps, not just that particular, the top section. So we need to bring these two pumps down so that everything's running through them. Go to the connection mode, and we disconnect that for a moment. So we want everything to be running through the pumps. So it'll come off of here, which is everything. Okay, so it'll come off of there, which is everything. So we want that to have some room to go around the backside. So connect the first two in that. Try that again. Just trying to get this right here, and we'll disconnect that off of the engine. Okay, so bring the gated one down. Be the 30 into that one. And we bring this guy into here. Up and around. Don't connect it into the pump yet. We want to make sure the pumps are the last thing, so all the fuel through all of it is all running through the pumps. There we go, and then we now run them through the pumps. Where the fuel flow is always running through these pumps. Go around this side here. So we can actually get up to the engine and go towards the engine. So now it's actually going to be running the two fuel pumps for the entire time, not just for that last stage. And hopefully we'll get more upwards velocity here. It's difficult with the thing mounted right in the center of it. There is where the trouble lies, but we'll give it a go. Come on. Whoa. Okay, so we don't want those wings on there at all. Go back to the design because it's very unstable at that spot. So let's remove some of the instability that's on here and try that. Oh, something's not connected anymore. I think it's this guy. Take a look at the connections. Yeah, so that one's not connected. Okay, so yeah, we need to connect 2 lines in. So I took the wings out. They were somehow connected to the wings a little bit. Like that. Fuel line flow in. And then that's the next fuel line flow in. And hope to goodness she goes off vertical. Might not have the greatest episode here because we are at half an hour now. So let's come on, baby. Oh yeah, she's going straight up there. That's way better. Don't burn or kill or anything. So we're gonna be able to drop the bottom off it there now. Oh baby, that was violent. Oh, there goes that. There goes that. Just couple that. No. Something happened that I didn't work. Hold on a second. I gotta go back to the drawing board. Because it didn't. I think it was changed the. So that's triggered with X, and this fuel flow triggered with X. This one should be triggered with Y. So should this. Then why did it go through all the fuel flow? Was it just I lost too much because I lost too much? Okay, let's just try it again, I guess. It was working fine. I just have to really watch the thing and just try and... Well, I guess I could just let it go, have it slow down so it's a little less violent, drop the bottom one, and then continue, and then drop the other one. So I'll try and stagger it a little bit here. So we'll launch it, and we'll let it go to its height until it's burned through, and we'll let the speed come down. So there you go. So we reach the height. We'll let the speed come down. Let it come down. Patience. Okay, decouple. That was violent still. Yeah. But we're burning through the second one. Burning through the second one, and Y. There we go. Hey, that's almost that sideways rocket we're looking for. There we go. So we didn't reach the altitude of 10 kilometers. We actually might. Coming up towards it. Come on. Do it. Do it. There we go. So that completed the challenge. Very sloppy. But it did complete the challenge. So space drop just takes a little bit of creative thinking, I guess, if you want to try and do it my way there. It did work. Took a little bit of playing around and getting it to work, but we did get it. So let's upload this video here. Loaded, plane, high level, sound barrier, and thin. So upload that bad boy. Not bad. 108,000 views, 1,800 new followers. Not bad. Alright, so space drop episode, an entire episode with one build. So I would like to thank you for joining me for episode 28, where we eventually somehow got it in the end. So I would like to thank you for joining me. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, feel free. I will continue to play through Xbox Game Pass games and give you walkthroughs or playthroughs, kind of sort of thing. I think a walkthrough would be a better explanation, as I'm going to give you hints and tips and tricks and a little more value for being a subscriber to the channel. So again, thank you for joining me for episode number 28. Make sure to like this video, and until next time, take care of yourself, your friends, and your family.